name is Alanis, and I will be informing you about why the Hunger Games are so popular despite being considered brutal. They ask the question of how long will people be subject to a totalitarian government, and how far will they go to regain their rights. This dystopian country of Panem, ruled by totalitarian President Snow, has captivated audiences for years. First published in 2008, The Hunger Games took the reading world by storm and has never lost its steam. The Hunger Games was so influential because it combined love, raw emotion, and the dystopian themes while making sure characters had purpose. I have read the books several times and watched the movies. I have also done internet research on why The Hunger Games has become so popular. Today, I will describe why The Hunger Games is considered brutal and unreasonable, then I will discuss why it has become so popular, and lastly, I will discuss why Hunger Games should be read. The Hunger Games are considered extremely brutal and sometimes unbearable to read or watch because they literally contain scenes of children killing each other. Most games start out with what is called a bloodbath at the cornucopia. Stronger children try to wipe out weaker ones and get an advantage with the weapons and food. In some books, nearly half the tributes die in the chaos of the first 10 minutes. There are also passages suggesting topics like human trafficking. According to UMass Amherst Libraries, it is most heavily implied in the last book, Mockingjay, when fan favorite character Finnick Odair mentions in an interview that President Snow used to sell his body. He continues by claiming that he was not the only one, and any victor considered desirable could be sold to the capital citizens under the threat that refusal to comply with the president's wishes meant death of someone they love. Torture is the last brutal point in the books. The most obvious torture takes place in Mockingjay when the main love interest, Peeta Mellark, is held captive by the president. By the time he is rescued, his memory has been altered with venom to the point that he does not remember most of his earlier experiences. In spite of its brutality, the Hunger Games books and movies have become extremely popular, and I will explain how and why. According to The Elm, the Washington College student newspaper, part of the reason Hunger Games became so popular is because of the love triangle. The love triangle keeps readers engaged just like Katniss and Peeta use the star-crossed lovers romance to become capital favorites and escape the arena alive. This keeps the audience captivated as they realize the love triangle was only part of the bigger picture. The second reason Hunger Games became so popular is because Katniss is such a relatable main character, especially for teenagers becoming adults. Katniss cannot bear the thought of losing the people she loves, especially her sister Primrose. She goes into complete breakdowns and depression when she does lose these people. Library formats suggest we all love and sympathize with her because she is not the typical charismatic main character that always does something for the greater good. Katniss is a character who shows that no one is perfect. Lastly, Hunger Games is popular because of similarities between the dystopian Panem and our modern world. Characters go along with the games because the games are all they have ever known. Themes like the danger of propaganda force people to think of how much they accept just because the world tells them that it is normal or needed. Now that I have explained why the Hunger Games are so popular, I will explain why they should still be read today. As Lexington County Public Library suggests, celebrity culture and social divides are also very easily seen when you compare the capital to the districts. Capital citizens are very out of touch when it comes to the extremely poor districts. This is like modern celebrities who do not realize the problems in the lower classes. This division also makes it very easy to control the population through fear, hatred, and this is something we can see happening today. The last reason we should read Hunger Games is the importance of finding our voice. Katniss rarely gets to speak her own thoughts without fear of repercussions. However, when she has something to fight for, she has no problem saying what is on her mind. We must remember that our inner thoughts can never change the world if they are never spoken. Now that I have discussed why the Hunger Games are seen as brutal, why they are popular, and why people should read them, I hope you can see that they are influential because of their use of love, raw emotion, and dystopian themes while giving characters purpose. The Hunger Games are brutal because they have violent scenes and discuss difficult topics. However, they became immensely popular thanks to the use of love triangles, important lessons, and the way of convincing readers to think for themselves. They are still read because they warn about social divide and encourage finding your own voice. These books are ultimately so important because they helped open the minds of an entire generation to the themes and lessons so important to life. Thank you!